Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. Chuck here. We have the Royal LePage Ontario Awards tonight. So all the ladies in the office, it's a quiet office today because all the ladies are getting ready. But we were 63rd in Canada. We do it kind of quiet. We do a lot of repeat referral business. We do a lot of things online like these episodes, the price report. You know, so we've always believed that the coolest way of running a business is almost like that restaurant that everyone, well, not everyone knows, but like the real, the people know and they tell their friends, and and they don't have to do a lot of sort of institutional advertising. They don't have to have billboards and bus shelters. We just take really good care of people. And so Milton Daily Homes is along that philosophy. Is we want to give to you. There's really no expectation of anything in return. We want to show you the things that you can't always find on sites, just like realtor.ca. There's information there, but there's no interpretation. So I'll show you today an example of some of the things that we can do to read between the lines and to try and help you make better, safe, informed decisions. So let's do this. There's 15 in today's list. So the first one is 1370 Main, number 305. It's our listing. This is one that I've been kind of sending some emails about, letting people know it's coming. Now, in the building right next door, on the first floor, there was a unit listed for 374. And we were obviously basing our competition on that and also just some of the other recent sales. Turns out that one sold for way more than 400. The same size as like units that are 100, 200 square feet bigger. But anyway, we were excited about that. So we're holding back on offers till Tuesday. I'm hoping that this one will sell for somewhere near the other one. I'd be quite happy with that. I think the owners would too. Anyway, so the unit is very open and it's wide too. A lot of condos you go into, the living room is very, very small. This one's nice and wide. Lots of space to walk through. You don't feel like so congested here. You have a bedroom, you get a bathroom, you've got a laundry in the bathroom. Here's the other thing about photos. I talk about photos a lot too. I absolutely love our guys that do photos. This shot here, if you look at photography closely, you'll see that a lot of times the windows are overexposed. And that has to do with white balance and light and all that other stuff. I'm not an expert photographer, but what I love is that a shot like this, you can see here, but you can also see outside. It's like your eye sees. So that's amazing. When they showed us that, the fact that they multi-point light, another thing that happens is when you see photographers shoot, what they'll do is that this area over here will be dark. Our guys put multi-flash everywhere so that you see it bright right across. Little things make a big, big difference. So this balcony overlooks a park. You'll see kids in the winter making snowmen, and it's awesome. It's really good. Considering the other side faces Main Street and it's loud, or the parking lot, this is by far the better side to be on. That's the master. There is a little nook over in the corner here that they put a desk. I thought it was awesome. There's a dresser here too, so it doesn't crowd up the area here. There's hand-scraped hardwood floors. Again, with the window. I notice it all the time since it was mentioned to me. So this is in the builder plan, it's a 1+ den. And so this one is considered a den, but it also happens to have a big closet. And so the only thing it doesn't have, technically speaking, is a bedroom. But I guess my joke that I was saying around the office here is there's days when I wouldn't like a window in my bedroom. So we're marketing it as a 2-bedroom, 1 washroom, even though technically the builder sold them as 1-bedroom plus dens. I mean, dens have a very loose definition now, but this one has a door. It has an enclosed space, and it has a closet, which to me is a lot more like a bedroom. Parking is another thing that's an issue with many, many buildings. So you have one owned space. You have one locker, one parking that's yours. What management did in this building was they have a bunch of reserve spaces on the surface, and so you go to management and you ask for a pass. And they'll give it to you, right? So you register your car, and then you can park in a non-exclusive way in any of those reserved spaces dedicated for this building. And there's always spaces. There's never an issue. They don't print these passes, but there is the ability with this unit one parking space is owned, but the owners have 2 cars, and they've never had an issue with it too. So if you have 2 cars as well, you're looking for a nice condo unit, low maintenance, easy, this is a great place to go. Now this one on Riddell Crescent. So the model above this one, the Bryant model, 1235 square feet. This is 1130. Just recently sold for $596, and we all thought it sold for less than what it could have. So this one here could hit $600. Believe it or not, there's probably 3 or 4 properties in today's list that I think are probably going to sell for $100,000 more than what they're listed for. So the problem with that is people look and say, especially downsizing. I'm meeting with a wonderful couple today who are thinking about downsizing, and they're looking at all these asking prices, and they're saying, look, I could sell mine for, this kind of big dollars, and then I could downsize to here. But the asking prices are not really a reflection of what's going on. The average in Milton, right across all the sales, was 108% of asking price. That includes the 135% of asking, which does happen. The one on Earl that we sold last night, second highest sale ever in Milton, and that one went for, I don't know, I haven't done the math, but probably like 20% over asking. So it happens, right? And it's happening regularly. So expect this one, maybe high 5s, could be up to 6s by the time the final sale price is reported. I think let me just check the date on my other screen here. My secret screen, March 19th, 7 p.m. Now, if you look at the dates here, we're March 9th. By the way, rest in peace, Biggie Smalls, greatest rapper of all time, died on March 9th. Sharon put a picture up of Biggie. So here's the thing. They're waiting till the 19th. That's 10 days. It's too long. That, to me, I think is going to hurt them. Now, here's the thing about 6020 Derry, number 64. $599 is the list price. It's 1585 square feet. We've seen this size of home, 3-story with a garage, go for $650, $670, $680. That's the kind of price range that they're selling for, and they're all listing for $550 to $600, and then they just go crazy. Here's my point. Is with 6020 Derry, which is different than something like the ones on Copeland that have been selling that are freehold. This is freehold, but it's attached to the road. And so there's a common element fee of, I think, $85 or something like that. That's just basically washed away money because it's garbage removal and snow removal. And the dirty trick with Mattamy is they didn't tell people they were going to put that fee in. So a lot of the original owners got caught by surprise. I think that's dirty. So it backs onto green space, which is better than the other stuff that's been selling for high 6s. I'm not even kidding when I say this one could go for more than $700. There's a main floor office here that walks out to like a little bit of a backyard area. It's very nice. Anyway, here's the thing. So now you got $85 in like garbage and snow removal because the street's not wide enough for it to be municipal. It's privately owned and there's common areas, visitor parking, that kind of thing. But there's also the HVAC system. This is the other dirty, dirty trick that I don't like. So now you're renting pretty much the whole HVAC system. It used to be hot water tank is rented, furnace and air conditioners owned. But now, in the interest of efficiency, what they do is they run the hot water lines through the furnace and AC because it's like a radiator. They blow air over hot coils. Whereas the old model is you have an open flame, you have an ignition that heats the air up. Anyway, blowing over hot coils, it's more energy efficient. But now that is kind of looped in and rented. So now the whole thing is rented. It's more money. You could rent a hot water tank for $20 or $25. This might be $40, $50. My point is it's just chipping away at people, and if you got $150 in extra fees and you're going to pay the same amount for this as you are for something with zero fees, it's dangerous. So a lot of the new furnace, air conditioner, hot water tanks, you got to ask questions about what's rented and what's owned. It's really, really dirty, and I think what's happening, the builders don't have to pay as much because if it's rental equipment, it means the company puts it in on their bill and then gets the rental income. and the builder doesn't need to buy a furnace and AC. That's the real reason, is builder greed. And I get it. I get, thinner margins and all the rest of it. But that's the story. Be careful with these extra fees because you do not want surprises. Okay, next up is 6875 Main Street West. Huge depth, 265 feet. To put that in context, the typical Mattamy lot is about 80 feet. So you could fit almost 4 Mattamy lots on this property. It's that deep. Anyway, you could put a row of those 3-story townhouses. You could probably do 10 3-story townhouses on this lot. Inside, you've got some cool finishes. It is a 100-plus-year-old home, which means you may have to deal with heritage issues. I do not see it in here. There's also the Escarpment Commission, which you've got to go through. So it doesn't go through town planning. It goes through Escarpment Commission. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. It is considered escarpment protected land. So here's where it is, 6875. It's right on Main Street. You've got the Green Life 2 right here. These are all zoned for future development on this side. So you could find anything on this side. Commercial business district on the other side of the train tracks. You're really 3 doors away from the train. And you've got the new, Sherwood Community Center coming in. If you look at the zoning, urban zoning, you're going to see something interesting. So there, future development, you've got residential low density, commercial business district. This area is blank, and the reason it's blank is because the NEC has jurisdiction. So it can be a little more restrictive than town policies to get something built. But yeah, you just don't see stuff like this come out that often. So I do like this one. But your layers of protection that might make it difficult to build, renovate, whatever you want to do is the NEC and then heritage if it's on any kind of list. So there you go. So Silver Court is just over 2,000 square feet, unfinished basement, 4 bedrooms, likely sale price on this. Remember I said 100,000 over. This one's probably going anywhere from 50 to 100 over. Just how it is. Single car garages are very quickly moving to a normal, especially if they're more than 2,000 square feet, of 900. It's drifting there dangerously fast. Now, I have a client who wants to be in this area. This is a sundial home right in the Beatty area. It's 40 by 110-foot lot. So these are the best homes for people that like older Milton, because, Bronte Meadows, 40 by 100-foot lots. This is 110. So this is a new property with a lot bigger than some old ones. No, but they're newer homes, right? So you're Gordon Heights, you're probably getting close to about 15 years. It could be 14, something like that. Here's the problem I have is that the builder, even though this is a relatively big home, like it's more than 2,000 square feet, the builder makes these small kitchens. And the problem with them is, how are you going to expand this kitchen? You really can't. The layout for this one, there's a wall right here. I mean, unless you blow this out completely, it's very difficult. So you need to have the capacity to increase the size of a kitchen. And this one would not be the easiest one to increase. I just think a home of this size, double garage, detached, 4-bedroom, you got to put something besides this, rinky-dinky little kitchen in the home. And even a lot of the rooms are kind of narrow. So I love the lot, love the location. That's ideal. You got a finished basement, you got a pool, because this is a pool-shaped lot or pool-sized lot. The other thing that's a benefit that a lot of people forget, if my lot is 110 deep, the guy behind me is 110 feet deep. So if the standard is 80 or 85 feet, now I have 25 feet, the other guy has 25 feet, that's 50 feet extra that separates the two homes. And the big complaint that people have is, hey, I can sit in my kitchen, I can see what the other guy's watching on television. This neighborhood is much less likely to have that kind of scenario. You're a lot further away from the neighbors, and it feels really good. Anyway, so that's a good thing, right? That almost looks like they call it an on-ground pool, which is kind of halfway between above and in-ground, but it's hard to tell. I don't know how they kind of built this one up. But yeah, the kitchen, it's a deal breaker. Otherwise, I'd have a client for this right away. So there we go. Interpretation, maybe a little ranty, but anyway, we're out for the day. I hope you enjoyed it. If you need any help with real estate and you want the truth and you want honesty and someone who's going to tell you the reasons not to buy a house, that's what we do, and that's what our team is about. And we'll see you tomorrow with more Milton Daily Homes.